Okay, so now that you've learned how to multiply and divide, now we're going to learn how to add with scientific notation. Multiplying and dividing is a little bit easier than addition, because addition, you can't be using those cumulative properties. So the first example we're going to have here is I have 1.3 times 10 to the third power. Notice the big difference, plus 2.4 times 10 to the fourth. Okay. First thing I need to do, first rule that I need to keep in mind, whenever I'm adding like this, I need to make sure that I'm multiplying by the same power of 10. So I'm going to write a note over here. Must have same power of 10. And you see, I don't right now. I have one 10 to the third, and I have another one 10 to the fourth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this so that they both have the same power of 10. So I need to decide if I want to go from 10 to, if I want to have 10 to the fourth or 10 to the third. And I find it easier going down, because when I go down, I just make this number larger, which is easier for me. So I'm going to go ahead and change this one right here. I'm going to go from 10 to the fourth, and I'm going to go down to 10 to the third. Okay? And I can't just magically do that. When I do that, it affects this number here in front. Because I went down an exponent from 1 power of 10, that means I need to move up by 1 power of 10 with my factor. So I'm going to move that decimal one time to the right. So that way I have my new number. When I move the decimal there, I now have 24. Okay? So I got that again because I moved the decimal one time to the right, because I went from 10 to the power 4 to the 10 to the power 3. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this other one down here, 1.3 times 10 to the third. Now that I have them both written in the same power, I can go ahead and add the factors. So now I can go ahead and group them, 1.3 and 24. And I'm going to group them. And now because I have the same power of 10, I'm just going to write times 10 to the third power, because I'm not going to add them or do anything with them, because now they are exactly the same. So I just carry it down here, and I use that as 10 to the third power. So now I'll go ahead and do 1.3 plus 24. I get 25.3. So now I have 25.3 times 10 to the third, which I know that I don't want to have a number that's greater than 10. So as a result, I need to place the decimal right here between the 2 and the 5 so that I have a number that is between 1 and 10. So I'm going to have 2.53. How far did the decimal move? The decimal would move one spot to the right, so I'd end up with an answer of 10 to the fourth power. As a result, I have 2.53 times 10 to the fourth power. Okay. Let me show you without any example without any decimals. So we have 5 times 10 to the second plus 3 times 10 to the fifth. Again, I want to move down to the smallest power of 10, which is this one right here. So I'm going to change this one right here so that this one reflects a power of 10. So I need to have this so that it's a power of 10. Okay, so I can't magically do that. Just write that down there. It affects this number in front. How that affects the number is I have to move the decimal, the difference between this. So the difference between this is 3. So I'm going to go ahead and I have to move the decimal 3 spots. I'm going to write it over here to the right. So the decimal was right here, and I need to move it 3 spots to the right. So I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3. Notice I didn't have any numbers to go, so I have to insert these zeros. Notice that it increases my number from 3 to 3,000. So now I have 3,000 times 10 to the second. Over here it's still the same because I had power of 10 to the second to the 2. I'm adding between here. So now I go ahead and grab the factors, 5 and 3,000, and I'm going to add them because that's what it's telling me to do. We're going to multiply by the power of 10 that I'm carrying down, which is 10 to the second power. I do 5 plus 3,000, which gives me an answer of 3,005. I know that I don't want my decimal back here behind the 5. I want it right here between the 3 and the 0 for scientific notation, because that's the number that's between 1 and 10. So I'm going to move my decimal from that location right there behind the 5 to right here between the 3 and the 0. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. So that's going to give me a new number of 3.005. I moved it 3 spots to get over here to the red one, so I'm going to have to add 3 to that. So 3 plus 2 gives me the answer of 5. Okay. Addition can be tricky, so you may want to re-watch this video to maybe get another idea how to do it.